Peace and blessings. Namaste. Namastizzle. Greetings. What's up? Shalom. Hopefully, y'all are having a great Thursday. Today is the day of Jupiter, planet of abundance and prosperity. The color, the the color is purple today. You know, today is a great day. You've heard me say this before, people. Today's a great day to do money rituals. Do money rituals in a sun hour to get even better results. Wear the colors, you know, of Jupiter and the sun. Okay. A lot of people just teach to use just Jupiter, but you can use Jupiter in a sun hour. You see what I'm saying? Get y'all the planetary app that I've been telling y'all about. I am the one and only Magic LaCroix. We are almost to the weekend, and let's see who's there. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. You know the rest. What's going on, people? What's good? The Occult College. Namaste, brother. Gratitude, cosmic chaos. Peace, brother Kunami. Today is Marduk. Absolutely correct. Jupiter, Marduk. Yes, everybody press that like button, share, subscribe. Please do that. Okay. And what we talking about? I mean, in the midst of all the stuff that's going on, I always want to talk about magic, occultism, spirituality. Um, in the climate such as this, you're just gonna have to get into your spirituality. You know what I mean? Throughout the years that I've been doing this, um, I have given out spells and rituals that you can do yourself. Okay. I'm all about arming people with the knowledge. Okay. The stuff that I hand out here is anyone can do. You know what I'm saying? Anyone can do it, but the real deep stuff, you would have to come sign up for a class or two. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's uh, a lot of information pertaining to magic being given out. One of the first things people always ask me is, how should I start? You know, I've given out instructions with that, but the most important thing, in my opinion, is to start with your ancestors. Okay. Ask for some guidance. All right. The ancestor ritual that I've given out for years, it seems to work for a lot of people. Okay. It's just a start, but some people I've found out that they hear ancestor ritual and they try to make up something. You know what I mean? Um, I think addressed this on another live. Why are you trying to create something, from scratch? All right. Follow some guidelines first. Okay. The ancestor ritual that I've given out is really simple. I'm going to share my screen here. I normally don't do this, not this particular ritual, but you know, you just need like what I say, you just need like a candle, white candle, incense, a cigar, you know what I mean? Um, Light your cigar offering and blow the smoke in a similar fashion on the altar. Food offerings, the pictures, names, water, dirt, and all other objects. Now, you want to have any deceased ancestors' pictures on your altar or just a name. You know what I mean? Water is a big offering that you should offer. You see what I'm saying? Like it says here, the cigar smoke is both a purifying ingredient and an offering. Used in the same attitude of respect as Native Americans use tobacco in their peace pipe. Sprinkle a little of the water 3 times on the altar, refresh the spirits on the ancestors. Light your candle offering, speak to your ancestors. First, name yourself. If you use an alias, both your legal name and chosen name. If you belong to a spiritual temple, indicate the name of your temple. So, in other words, you're announcing yourself. And then you say these words here. Okay. I have come here to present myself in these offerings to my ancestors with a pure heart and clean hands. You know what I mean? And it's just some words. I mean, um, not gonna read this whole thing, but if you are interested, you know, um, let me know. Just let me know. But start somewhere. Start with your ancestors. That would be my opinion on how to go about this. What's up, Eon L Tempo? Peace and chaos. Hey, Sharon, what's going on? Supremacy McCoy, what's up? I've been guided to do a similar ritual. I've been in the gathering process, but this is already on point, Magick. Namaste. Glad you like. Glad you like. A lot of people they don't have a starting point. I was in the same predicament. You know, I was in the exact same predicament because I couldn't find anyone. I couldn't find a guide, a mentor, a teacher, a tutor, or whatever. And so I really didn't know where to start. So finally, someone told me, hey, start with your ancestors first. Ask them to guide you. And so for a couple of weeks, that's exactly what I did. I set up an ancestor altar. I put up pictures of my deceased relatives, deceased pets. I just did it up. And then eventually things started coming to me, in dreams and people coming and giving suggestions. All right. So start with your ancestors. I think I just saw someone come in. Peace and blessings, Legacy Sigma. What's up? Thumbs up, everyone. Irvin Dayton. What's going on? Thank you. Hey, Empress KK, how are you doing? I'm interested because I've worked with spirits, but I've been drawn to connect more with my direct lineage through the Orishas, and I just kind of been straddling with what to say, like speech process, I suppose. So let me share that one more time so you can get an idea uh words that you should use. Okay. Um Here's something. My ancestors, I remember you love, honor, and respect. Offer a little of all the foods prepared that day. Okay. I salute, and then you name all the deceased members of your family line. I salute all those who throughout all times have been associated to my family line as friends, companions, and mentors. Remember the forgotten, named, and those who remain unnamed. I salute all those who have inspired me by their deeds throughout history. You named them. I salute all of my unknown ancestors from countries and continents. I salute all those who have come before me, whose names are now forgotten from all times, from all continents, from all walks of life, and all spiritual paths. Okay. So, like I said, this is just a guideline. Use what I've given you here, as a template. Okay. As a template. All right. Now remember, I'm rehashing a lot of things that I've spoken about before, but remember there are magical systems that you can use and really doesn't take a whole lot. You know what I mean? You can use voodoo or any of the ATRs. Matter of fact, the Occult College, Terrain Hicks, is in the building now. I believe he teaches Kimbanda. You know what I'm saying? Um, Stuff like that. But I'm always saying, though, find a mentor, find a teacher. Don't try and do it all yourself. Okay. And until you get to that point, just try to get instructed. You know what I'm saying? But one of the systems that I always talk about is the new Ishtar power. Okay. That Star of Ishtar, that can be used too. All you would need is a smaller version of this, and you hang it from your neck, and these points here. You see Bast, you see Isis, Nergal, Ra, Ishtar, Osiris, Marduk, and Thoth. Okay. And that is a great starting point. I'm not sure if she's here, but Tosh, who I'm always talking to, she uses just that particular magical system and it works for her. She's gotten nothing but good results. See what I'm saying? So you don't have to try and learn all the magical systems that exist. I did that for a reason. That was my personal journey. You know what I'm saying? So um is like saying the right shit, but I wouldn't say I'd be wrong. Just figure it's a way to open up that channel specifically. Absolutely. I get what you're saying. The ancestors is where I started also and still work with. Exactly. Legacy Sigma, exactly. Continue working with them. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Mr. Magic. Dark Lord put me onto your channel. Namaste. Appreciate that. Hello, Grand Madam Tarot. Okay. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Gratitude for this because I've been freestyling when it comes to that, but I've been wanting more keen with it. So this is a great alley. No problem for the assist. And the freestyles have worked, not gonna lie, but I know things could be more simple and to the point as such. That was a fire video on number sequences. Konami, I'm still finished, but I'm enjoying it. Oh, okay. Y'all talking to each other. All right. Say that she came through on some shit, had me studying her role in prostitution. And I was wondering why, because I wasn't focused on that at the moment, but I knew it was Ishtar. A lot of the female deities are very sexual. A lot of them. As a matter of fact, I go so far as to say most of them. That's their speciality, sexuality. Their speciality is sexuality. Peace and love. Namaste, Katrina. Word to sugar free. Okay. All right. Oh, speaking of Katrina, Katrina just sent me this, and I swear, remember I said the other day that they really just will not leave these children alone. But people are posting their children. And I love what one of the persons said in the chat. Well, not in the chat, but in comments. She said, I'm sorry, but you dress her for predators. You know what I mean? People think it's cute trying to dress these children like adults. It is sickening. You're gonna have to stop that. You know what I mean? Um, check it out. Let's look. This says how I dress my daughter versus how her dad dresses her.
My daughter versus how her dad dresses her.
Look at this, y'all. She's dressed like
Brought
a
out the
little
pink
adult.
Lamborghini just a race with China. What the race to China? Just a race in China. Little bad Trinity.
How I dress my daughter versus
Children are not toys to be playing with. You know what I'm saying? And blasting on the fucking internet. That's just stupid. Setting you're young. And that was today. Thank you, Legacy. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Okay. Um, yeah, so like I was saying, with all the madness going on in society, you're gonna have to arm yourself with magic. You know what I mean? There's a magical ritual for every single thing you want to do. Now, I just gave out the ancestors uh ritual, you know what I'm saying? But what about the anti-racism charm that I gave out before? Okay. Or the Javanese attraction. All right. Remember that one? Or how about the banish the bills? Okay. I've given out quite a few things. You know what I'm saying? Um, again, what I give out here is harmless, so to speak. Harmless. All right. So let's go to today's. I was gonna say ancestors, but is that a good word? Well, she is now an ancestor. Give me a second here. Uh, let's hear again the topic that we're talking about today is arming yourself with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, and magic. You know what I'm saying? Um, as you can see, constantly bombarded with bullshit online. You know, um, I saw this meme that says what I've been saying for the longest time. You know, when six corporations own every single newspaper, every single radio station, and every single TV channel, it's all fake news. Told you it's only a couple people who own this stuff, who owns and controls everything you see. See what I mean? So when does ancestral work take the turn down veneration and evolution of them? Can you repeat that? I'm not sure I understand exactly what the question is. Repeat that. And while you are repeating that, I am going to play this clip.
Many people in a discussion on racism, most of the people who come into that particular Starbucks are white. And he said, and then have somebody get upset or annoyed with what he would have to say, and then he would lose his job. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Fascinating. I know we spoke about that as well, and for that black male, I think that is totally logical to come to that conclusion, and I wouldn't be surprised if that sort of thing has happened, where folks have gotten in trouble with all of these incidents and giving their opinion and what have you. To kind of move forward, some of the more recent incidents. We spoke with you last time. It was February 1st. We spoke with you right at the beginning of Black History Month, and I asked you about forgiveness. At the time, it was Eugene DeCock, and this is a white man, literal race soldier in every sense of the word, where he killed dozens, untold numbers of black people in South Africa to defend, maintain apartheid white supremacy. And he just was released from prison. He served fewer years than Nelson Mandela. And you said that, you feel like this forgiving racists is an act of an illustration, really, of our lack of mental health. And since that time, that has been a consistent issue really over the last 2 months. The situation with Monet Davis, a young black female, 13 years old. This white guy calls her a slut publicly, and then gives his little fake apology, and she announces that she forgives him. She doesn't want him to be reprimanded. We had the situation just this past week with Walter Scott, black male, gets shot and killed in South Carolina. Within days, his black mother comes out and says that she has forgiveness for this white suspected race soldier who shot and killed her son. Just to revisit that, because I think it's so important, your analysis of what's behind these consistent acts where black people, victims of racism, are forgiving whites for mistreating us.
Well, I can only repeat it, that I think that, you see, just automatic forgiveness when it comes to black people being harmed or killed or injured by people who classify themselves as white. We don't hear people who are white if they have feel they have sustained some injury or harm from a black person. We don't hear them saying, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. And I was saying in a talk recently, no one asked the white females who lined up and were accusing Bill Cosby of having sexually or date raped them, and no white person would say to them, one or more, or all of them, a long time has passed. Don't you think it's time for you to forgive? Mr. Cosby. Nobody would ever think of that. You see, nor would anybody think to ask a Semite of the Jewish religion, well, have you forgiven the German people? Have you forgiven the Nazis for what they did? Do you see? Nobody would even think of saying that. So I think that it is a part of black people's tradition from the time of enslavement. Do you see, where the slave master could beat the black person, and I could just envision the black person being beaten, and the slave master or the slave mistress would be saying, "Say that you forgive me." Do you see? And then giving them another lash. "Say that you forgive me." And so the black person doesn't have a choice but to say, "I forgive, master. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive." And I don't want to show any disrespect to the mother of Mr. Walker. I mean, I certainly understand what has happened to black people and where that pattern comes in. But when we were in formal slavery, I heard a white female explain to a young black man, this was at a Race Relations Institute a number of years ago, and the young black man in a small group discussion, he said, "I don't believe in racism, I'm a Christian." And an older white female said to him, "Son, we, meaning we white people, gave you that tradition. We gave you that religion. And we emphasized three things. Slave, obey your master. Turn the other cheek, and you will get your reward in heaven." And so that is the yoke that black people, I say by and large, are still under. And most black people are not thinking about or understanding that we are in a total system structure of racism. But let me say this as well. When they talk about cases of domestic violence, the victim of the violence, be it a male or be it a female, be it black or be it white, no one emphasizes and says you should forgive the person who has been beating you.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Y'all heard her, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Me and Brother Konami had this discussion just the other day, and I said to him, I try to avoid speaking about racism, but how can I? When it's in every fabric of this society, it is a system that was implemented upon the creation of this particular society. It's unavoidable. You see what I'm saying? Unavoidable. Just like I said, I can see something every day that's racist online, instead of hoods and sheets, now they use computer screens. And I know that's uncomfortable for people. You know what I'm saying? I know that's uncomfortable, but how can you avoid? You cannot act like it doesn't exist, because they will always fucking remind you. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that when I do speak about that topic, when I do, I notice that my videos are dinged for it every time. You know what I'm saying? They have set up this system where you have to be careful of everything you say. You know what I mean? So it is unavoidable. All right. The only way that you can fight that is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, and magic and spirituality. That's the one thing, our spirituality is the one thing they have not been able to conquer. It's the one thing. Okay. Let's go to your comments. All right, let's see. Ashe, Cosmic Chaos. Real shit. I don't even put my parents' pictures on the internet. For real. You know what I'm saying? Rise and Power, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. I also noticed that when I speak about this particular topic, my numbers go down. Also, it's a very uncomfortable subject to address. Right? But who's going to address it? You got to stop being scared to speak about these things. It exists in everything. Okay. I thought nobody watched the cows but me. Nope, I do. You already know I do. Hell no. How would one, after working with their ancestors, evolve them? Or is it as simple as just having an ancestral altar? That's correct. It is as simple as that. Okay. Eventually, they find ways to communicate with you. Okay. Especially if they have not yet evolved themselves. What I mean by that is they have not yet went to the next life. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Angelus Carter? How you doing, man? Good to see you. They'll take that money like a PPP loan forgiveness, though. How about that? Peace, peace, peace. Caribbean Grimoire. Peace. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Um, so you know, we are taught to totally act like it doesn't exist, forget about it. It happened so long. No, it hasn't. No, it has not. I shouldn't have to be careful about what I say here. I should be able to freely give my opinions on this medium. Okay. I've seen racist people free to give their opinions and their subjects that they want to address. Why can't I? You know what I mean? But uh one of the charms that I've given out is called the anti-racism charm. Okay. If you've not ever seen me say that particular charm, this is it here. Use it or don't. The first thing you're going to have to do is learn how to pronounce these angel names here. All right. And avert our hatred, our superiority, thoughts of negative prejudice, sabotage, deceit, and cunning, contempt and suspicion, judgments based on negative stereotypes, and opinions based on feelings of people with the same skin color, all plans of exploitation, all plans of those that try to gain advantage over me. Always say your name and your mother's name. And then you go with a beautiful appearance and a beautiful appearance and a blooming countenance be mine to the eyes of all the sons and daughters of humanity. Anoint my face and may it shine like the sun. Make my eyes radiant like the moon and cause me to glow like stars. Bestow upon me love, respect, fame, honor, worship, honesty, privilege, and adoration. Let what I say be seen as authoritative. Let my 1 ounce of work be seen as 5 times as much. Let what I do and say be seen as 5 times as much in terms of value. So be it. It is done. Amen. Selah. It's as simple as that. Okay. Light a white candle, light some incense if you want, and there you have it. Okay. Remember, to give something power, like a spell or a ritual, is best you repeat it at least 3 times. Okay. And a book suggestion I have for y'all is by my friend Denise Alvarado. Okay, it's excellent, excellent book. If you were ever interested in Marie Laveau, okay, who they I guess you would say immortalized in American Horror Story Coven, played by Angela Bassett, the Voodoo Grimoire. Support this author, and she writes excellent work. Okay. I had on here a couple months ago. It was her very first interview. I enjoyed having her. Everybody enjoyed hearing her speak and have asked me when she coming back. Denise Alvarado. Okay. So in essence, when we give them offerings, we are feeding them, right? Right. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. You got to understand something too. The dead do not know that they're dead, y'all. All right. This is why it's so important for you to build a soul while you are here. Okay. Some haven't evolved past this life yet. Okay. Some of them stay as ghosts. This is some real shit I'm talking about right here. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sometimes you may have to help them cross over, so to speak. Remember in Ghost, some people still think they're alive. All right. Sometimes you will have to build an altar to help them cross over, to help them evolve into their next life. Okay. One of the thoughts that terrifies me is wandering around the astral plane for years, not knowing I'm not here anymore. You know what I mean? That should terrify everybody. It should be on Amazon. Yes. Yes, it should be on Amazon. Let's look together. Let's look. Speaking of, she has a lot of books, y'all. A lot. Uh, yep. The Magic of Marie Laveau. Um, is also, yeah, so yes, this is what I was talking about. I'm sorry, y'all. My mistake. Oh no, it's available in paperback, but it says is an audiobook also. Her other grimoire, The Magic of Marie Laveau, another excellent book. Okay. I have quite a few of her books that I have actually purchased. Okay. I believe in showing support. Okay. Warlock Asylum, who was also here with Terrain Hicks, aka the Dark Lord. He was here and he writes great books too. The Marie Laveau corpus text. Okay. Get your magic from everywhere, from every single place that you can, y'all. Okay. Every single place that you can. These pages are black. That was awesome to me. Ha. Got sigils and everything in it. You know what I mean? So, um, build your collection of grimoires. You can build a collection of grimoires from actually in PDF format. If you have followed my suggestion to get on Telegram, you will find a plethora of just fantastic books. Okay. I want to show y'all my collection. Damn, getting tongue tied like a mug. All right. So I have a separate folder on my desktop just for the stuff that I get from Telegram. Okay. Taoism for Dummies. Okay. All the rest is propaganda. The God series. All right. 365 ways to raise your frequency. Black holes are souls, the God series. But look how many, this is 751 items. You see what I'm saying? Alkaline herbal medicine, reverse disease, the forbidden history of science, the God. You know what I mean? Psychic yoga. Okay. Of course, I have not gotten to all these books yet. Of course not. Anything by Michael Ford. I told y'all that before, especially if you're into dark side magic. Okay. Magic of the Adversary is one of my favorites. Then you got Hecate in the Black Arts. Okay. Michael Ford. Okay. What I can say about Michael Ford is his research is really, really good. Okay. The Grand Grimoire of Infernal Pacts. Okay. Hollywood Propaganda. We went through that book on this channel. Okay. The Illuminati and Hollywood celebrities. Look at Egyptian magic. All this initiatic eroticism. Okay. An Accidental Christ. Lime Milo Duquette. Okay. Kali magic. You see that there? A Gnostic Guide to Meditation. The Gnostic Discoveries. A whole bunch of stuff on Gnosticism. The Dark Lord. Okay. So anything that you download from Telegram, anything that you download goes into your computer under, it will actually create a folder for you. All right. Has anyone seen Troy, Alexander, and the Gladiator? Those three? Have y'all ever seen those before? Really shit, I talk about this with myself, and I love doing funerary work. Egyptian magic is the best for doing funerary work, in my opinion. Okay. That's how I got started, low key, with wanting to help spirits cross over. Okay. All right. That's a horrible nightmare. Yeah. Most don't know where in the Hellenistic realm already. I found out Marie Laveau is my bloodline during this awakening. That's what's up. That's truly what's up. What you think about psychedelics and connecting with spirits or other entities? I often talk about using certain mushrooms, certain plants, certain herbs. Okay. This week, what I've been using is Selene capensis. That's a great African root. It is cheap, and you only need a little bit. And the astral travels and the adventures you will be having is off the chain. All right. So I believe that the ancients left all this information behind in the form of psychedelics to help your brain. You know what I mean? These are just tools. Okay. It's really up to you to arm yourself with magic and spirituality. It is really up to you. Skeleton Key, the movie is also the key. Yep, absolutely. That book looks fire. Causing many ceremonies of my own, been guided with the mushroom. Absolutely use those mushrooms. I say, Ashe, peace. Herbal owl. Black pages is a great amplifier. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings, Sister Moonfeather. The Grand Grimoire, you already know, Caribbean. You already know. That's true. A lot of folks don't know they operating in the underworld right now. Exactly. You seen all three? I have yet to see all three. I've seen Troy, and I've seen Gladiator. As a matter of fact, Brother Konami put me onto those. You know what I'm saying? He said, you're going to see some shit when you watch. And he's absolutely right. Okay. But you have to use discernment to know what's going on in these movies. You seen all three, Sister Moonfeather? Good, good. What's the Telegram channel? I'm behind, y'all. I'm trying to read your comments, but you got a ton from Telegram? Yeah, get those and keep them. Great movies. All right. The reason I asked y'all that question is because I'll get back to the comments in just a second. All right, because I got something I want to play for y'all. The reason I asked for if you seen those movies. I don't know where I should start. I think I start here. Let's start here. Let's start right about here. This should blow your mind, honestly.
Always seem to conveniently forget that he left the entire continent of Africa untouched.
I'm sorry.
But as
You start the beginning. Sorry about that.
Ah, the Greeks. More than men. They were manly men, fierce in battle, philosophers and profound thinkers. They were the foundation of the white world. And for the Euro clowns, that means the Greeks have to, absolutely must be, white people. From the highest ranking member of the Forum to the lowliest slave. Not only that, but every bit of their culture had to come from them, with no outside influence. and certainly nothing from the black world, even though Africa was far closer to them than Europe. Yes, sir, Greece was the quintessential white civilization, with strong, smart white people as far as the eye can see, and not a person of color for 1,000 miles. In fact, the Greeks hated non-whites, and made no bones about it.
This is Sparta!
Small wonder the Euro clowns love Greece so much.
Go tell the Spartans, passerby, that here, by Spartan law, we lie.
And lie they did. Lied their asses off. For starters, Greece was the world's first multiracial society, and second, there is no connection between Greece and the Northern Europeans who never get tired of bragging about them.
None.
But before we get to how black Greece was, let's address this whole macho Greek myth. Everybody knows that Greece was pretty much known for only two things: philosophy and homosexuality. And not just among men. Remember, the word lesbian comes from the Greeks, the term being coined after the Greek island of Lesbos, made famous by the ancient Greek poetess Sappho, who apparently couldn't keep her mind or her hands off of other women. The Greek reputation for homosexuality even made it into pop references for sex, such as anal sex being referred to as doing it Greek style. Up until now, Greek men have been stereotyped by Western civilization as dainty, physically weak, and womanly. All that changed in the last few years. The United States entertainment industry decided to help butch up the Greeks' image with movies portraying the Greeks as tough guys. Even video games got in on the fun. First came Troy, which tried to make Achilles cool by reinventing him as some sort of badass straight out of the Matrix.
Immortality! Take it! It's yours!
The script seemed to be a paint-by-numbers attempt at making an epic. Lousy dialogue, pretty actors who can't act, lots of fake blood, and characters as flat as cardboard. But Tinseltown was just getting started. Next came Alexander. Oliver Stone wrote better dialogue than Troy, but he was so obsessed with incest, lust, homosexuality, and murder, he forgot about the movie. If he had really wanted to be bold, he would have told his audiences the truth, that most of Alexander's legend is a complete fraud. That he didn't conquer the world. At best, all he conquered was the Mediterranean and select portions of Western Asia. But Oliver Stone is a white man, and the fictional Greece whites have created in their own minds proved too great a temptation for him to resist. Without a care for the facts, he repeated the age-old lie that Alexander the Fake traveled untold thousands of miles to the farthest reaches of the continent in his unstoppable quest to conquer the world. But Stone never bothered to tell his audience that Alexander never went into Africa, which was only a few hundred miles from Greece. So, why did Alexander choose to travel thousands of miles across Asia into the middle of nowhere as opposed to going into Africa, which was only a hop, skip, and a jump away? After the defeat of Darius III, the Persians ceded their imperial holdings to old Alex, and he walked into Egypt without any opposition. Like all Greeks, he knew Nubia was where the Egyptians got their huge gold reserves. So if Alexander was so great, why didn't he simply keep marching south into Nubia and sweep the savage, primitive Negroes aside and take the land, the gold, and the glory? Because Queen Makeda of Ethiopia was waiting on him with a division-strong army of elephants and Ethiopian soldiers. Alex decided to keep heading east in search of enemies who didn't bite back, though his northern European admirers always seemed to conveniently forget that he left the entire continent of Africa untouched. But, as ridiculous as Troy and Alexander were, nothing could prepare the world for the outrageous spectacle of 300, which became the magnum opus for white supremacists who clearly saw it for the race war analogy that it was. In that movie, the Greeks were reimagined as uber-macho dudes who not only scorned homosexuality, but frequently engaged in superhuman feats of battle. Now, the director of 300.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. I'm already pretty sure I'm gonna get dinged for this. You know what I mean? But at this point, I don't really care. You know what I mean? This is why I say arm yourself with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, magic, spirituality. Having knowledge will help you to see everything that this documentary just showed you. You know what I mean? The Etruscans are the actual Greeks. All right. And guess what color they were? Like I said, because everything has been watered down and washed. Let me just say washed. Everything's been washed, and all presence of our existence has been damn near erased. This is why it's so important to know, to have gnosis. Put it that way. This is why it's so important. I only showed you 5 minutes, it was about 6 minutes of that. And in that, you can see who the Greeks truly were. You see what I'm saying? But again, once you own everything that the masses see, you can tell whatever story you want, and nobody will know the wiser. And so both black people and white people, so to speak, have been programmed with these images. Okay. Like I said, I try to avoid this, but how can I? Okay. How can I? And honestly, we got to stop being scared to address these things. Okay. We have to stop being scared. All right. Bobby Hemmett did a whole video on Greek mythology. All right. I can't remember the name, so maybe somebody can assist me with that, but it is worth watching. All of his videos are, but on Greek mythology, yes. All right, to your comments. Anubis has guided me and helped me do the funerary work. Shit, I call it Anubis work. Oh man, find my my video called Egyptian Magic. I just had some valerian last night. I take valerian root every night. How do you spell that root you mentioned? Selene capensis. Damn, y'all been talking. Selene capensis is fire. You know what I'm saying? I saw myself in a past life as gladiator. We are also plants, our veins and capillaries. Exactly, Irvin. Exactly. Thank you for saying that. Thanks for that assist. The house is in my hometown that they use for skeleton key. Oh, really? Okay. That's what's up. With the right state of mind before taking Amanita, my chérie, what's going on? Peace. Wow, bro, good looking on that Celine. I'm finding out it's connected to the Zulu, and I have this Zulu pendant from grandfather. Rest in peace to your grandfather. I used to read my father books about the Olympic gods and watch old school movies about Greek mythology. My wife and I had a conversation just this past week because I was like, um, um, that was mandatory reading when I was coming up in school. That's how I know all that Greek mythology. And of course, at that young age, I thought everybody was white. I always had a problem with that. Like, why? Where are the black people? You know what I mean? Now we know. Well, now I know. You know what I'm saying? They hide everything. The Etruscans, y'all. The Etruscans. Like I'm always mentioning the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Akkadians, the Sumerians, melanin dominant people, all of them. All right. Remember what he said, Slim Charles said in The Wire. Remember what he said? The Wire fans? He said, if it's a lie, we fight on that lie, but we gotta fight. That's the same thing they're doing. That's the same thing they're doing, proving Francis Cress Welsing right. Genetic annihilation. Okay? Them Greeks was in the hills getting busy with each other, not the enemy. Exactly. Was them the Etruscans or not? Exactly. Ultra Instinct, what's up? Confused on where white people come in at. Right. They was always poking one another. Exactly. Exactly. I need to watch that documentary you're playing. Um, Send me an email, brother. You know how to reach me. Send me a read. I'll make sure you get it. As of late, a lot of the community has been listening to the classicist Dr. Amen questioning who really was Jesus. Amir, I hadn't seen that name in a while. Okay, the person speaking is Professor Black Truth, a highly respected YouTuber, part of the new Black media. I've been watching him for a few years. Thank you, Amir. Thanks for that assist because I had no idea. I often look into my I often look into my hard drives and find stuff. You know, I had no idea who made that, but I got it for a reason. Okay, so Irvin said he recognized the voice too. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Hilarious because I know some white folks who really act like these movies be historically accurate. That's the same thing I said. This is why I always go to the comments of any article that I see that's worth looking at. The stuff that they say about us is ridiculous. And they actually believe. That's why I said the programming has been complete for both sides, black and white, because they believe this. They actually still believe we represent 13% of the population, but can commit 95% of the crime. Dora pause. Small door pause for the cause. Okay. They actually believe we commit all the crimes. It's just us. And yet, and still, if you look at FBI statistics, they tell you, I'm looking, I had a meme that I could actually show y'all. That actually state the true statistics. And it's not hidden. It's not hidden at all. Uh, this is not it. I had a meme. Now I really want to find. I should have queued it up before I came live. Let's see. Damn it. Now I can't find it. Oh, what? You know what? I'm looking in the wrong folder. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show y'all something. Just one moment. God damn it. I got so many windows open. Here we go. I found it. God damn it. I found it. This is going to be a video that they are going to have a problem with. I guarantee it. You know, but like I said, it is unavoidable. We got to stop acting like this shit doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And people are scared to speak up about it. You know, if it didn't exist, why would it be a problem about me saying something? Um, Look at this shit, y'all. Check this out. This is the FBI statistics. White males, 29%, 57% violent crime, 70% sex offense, 66 forcible rapes, 58 aggravated assaults, 42 murders, 91 femicides, 53 serial killings, 62 mass killings. So, but I'm telling you, the reason I say that is because I see that comment all the time. Now, if it's a bot, that makes a whole lot of sense. That we are 13% of the population, but commit 95% of the crime. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying? Arm yourself with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, magic, and spirituality. You won't be fooled by doing that. Uh, yeah, Selene, moon goddess, exactly. As a matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Selene is the moon goddess of the Romans. It's either Romans or the Greeks. It's one of those pantheons. No problem. We all building together. Indeed, we are. This is helping me add to my root work and service. I've been looking for more herbs to work with the mushroom. We have to take control of medical and educational system for our youth. Yes, indeed, Urban. Yes, we do. Yes, in fucking deed. They try to take away psychedelics in Mexico, making them pharmaceutical, but the law didn't pass. I had no idea they tried to do that. That's crazy. That, because psychedelics actually open you up to other realms. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm using my last bit of Selene Capensis tonight. And I have to order more. I have to have that. Like I said, you be having movie type dreams, and this so real. You know what I'm saying? Um, Certain herbs do that. Remember, I gave y'all the cocktail too that I take at night. Valerian root, 5-HTP, L-theanine, passion flower, all with tart cherry juice. You should be flying with that cocktail. We got to hold it down on the holistic side. Indeed, we do. That was like last year when they tried to pass that bill in Mexico, but it didn't go. Shouts out to the people in Mexico. Yeah, they stand up for things. They sure do. We were the first ancient astronauts, sorcerers, scientists, everything. Indeed. Oh, so it's Greek. Okay. Okay, it's Greek. I knew it was either Greek or Roman. I knew it was one of those. Um, Also, another book that y'all might be interested in is called Voodoo Secrets. Of course, I'm probably rehashing some of these book suggestions, but Voodoo Secrets from A to Z. I don't think it's any longer on Amazon. I'm not sure. But if you are interested in the dark side of things, okay, the Grimoire of Iwas. All right, Grimoire of Iwas. A lot of demonic shit in here. I won't lie to you. But if you are into dark side shit, peek that one. Okay. Oh. Yeah, Bobby told me about that tart cherry juice. Exactly. That's where I got it from. But now it's been years since I've been using it. Mugwort too. Thanks, my sherry. Absolutely. Mugwort tea will have your ass flying. It said the amount of black folks that's actually terrified by psychedelics. But that's all programming. It's programming. I'm telling you, it's programming. We scared of everything, everything, everything. You know what I mean? It can't hurt you. Amanita cannot hurt you. Selene Capensis cannot hurt you. Okay. Matter of fact, you may extend your life by using psychedelics. That's something they don't tell you. Okay. Anyway, I won't go into that, but I think you already know why. Used to dream every now and then about worshiping at some very old temples, so many lifetimes, so many races and species, so many different cultures. And that should be the goal. That should be your whole goal, to experience other lifetimes, to experience other timelines. You know what I mean? Experience other timelines. All right. I guarantee it will change your outlook on things. All right. Magical systems are there to help you. Okay. But like Cosmic Chaos just said, black people scared of every damn thing. You know what I mean? It's the programming. Did Are you still here, Katrina? Check this out. Let's look at this. Wow, got sisters. I'm sorry to say it. Sisters have made the Koreans $1 billion industry. But check this out. Oh, it's TikTok. I hate TikTok. I don't like TikTok, y'all.
It is extremely crazy to me how
Look
black
at that.
people, we have been conditioned and programmed to believe that somehow our hair is undesirable, that our hair is not professional, that our hair is not beautiful. And the longer I'm on this earth, and the longer I'm on this
Look at that.
TikTok app, I've realized that not only is our hair beautiful, but our hair is the standard. And everybody, while they try to talk about our hair, everybody wants our hair. There's no such thing as a bad hair day when you have the most sought after hair in the world. Love your hair, brothers and sisters. And let's love each other.
I wish that was true. I love my locks. You know what I mean? I have a protective style in it right now because of this heat in Texas. You know what I'm saying? But your hair is a part of an extension of your central nervous system. It is literally the connection to the universe. Old school and old school antennas, they curl, they coil. Okay. This is the most ancient pattern in the universe. DNA flows this way also, coils. Your hair flows that way. It's noted that people with locks, dreads, or whatever you want to call them, are more psychically attuned and they are very gifted, spiritually gifted. Take it or leave it. You real talk. I remember your video, brother, man, when you called Lucifer to quit some paranormal shit in your house. Damn, I forgot all about that. Yeah, so let me repeat that. Yeah, it was some shit going on with my house when my children were children. You know what I mean? Strange things going on, like a guitar playing itself. They seeing shadow people walk across their room, shit like that. You know, so I had to. I'm thinking, how can I get lower level entities out my house? So what I had to do was call on Lucifer. That's the thought that came to my head. He's high ranking. Let me call him. Okay. And it stopped. You know what I'm saying? Was I scared? No. I was hesitant. You know, back then I was just getting into the dark side. You know what I'm saying? So, but I called it. I called him, did a ritual. I had a dream about a preteen to a teen. I remember this. He was Middle Eastern looking, you know, and had a reddish color to him. See what I mean? And back then, every deity I called showed up in dreams. So I always ask for I don't do it anymore, not so much these days. But every deity I called gave me confirmation, and that's what you should always do. You should always ask for confirmation. Ask for confirmation in the sky, in dreams or in astral travels. They usually respond. Okay. But damn, Caribbean Grimoire, that happened years ago. Shows how long we've been here. I did acid before I smoked the tree, but I grew up in the hot Ashbury. Acid. Yeah, I'm kind of hesitant about that one though. You might get a little nauseous from the dream root, though, if you do the froth techniques. Legacy Sigma, that's a good point. That's a very good point. What I do is I take a little bit of the root and I chew it and then I swallow it. And that pretty much is all it takes. But I tried the froth techniques and I couldn't do it. See, I'm a chiefer of the reefer too, man. I've been looking to transcend the weed with some of these herbs. You'll definitely get there, creating a sort of psychedelic blunt for those that smoke like I do and are often interested in the hyperspace realms. But if you were here last week when I spoke to Ani, he was absolutely correct. You smoke too much weed or reefer. I ain't heard it called that in years. You smoke too much, your memory's gonna be fucked up. Okay, that's a fact. Too much weed will fuck your memory up. If you want to chill on the weed, try Blue Lotus. Legacy Sigma with the assist. Thank you. I heard you can smoke mugwort. I never tried it. I haven't been able to find it in LA. I make tea out of most things. What? Our hair is hair. Don't get me started. Okay. So I say that I usually get Blue Lotus as an oil fragrance. I ain't found the flower. The flower is easy to find. They want everything we got. They want to be everything we is. Indeed. Yep, you can smoke the mugwort. Y'all speaking a lot. And lotus or make tea. Mugwort and marijuana. Yeah. Okay, so y'all talking to each other. I know you can smoke Syrian rue. Can you? I didn't know that one. But I'll be on some experimental shit like combining different herbs and seeing how they work together. Syrian rue, believe you're supposed to ingest it with something else to have a experience like it's an alternative to ayahuasca. We were told to our faces that our natural hair was not acceptable in the workforce and churches by our own who were following the dictates of those in charge. Exactly. Arm yourself with knowledge, wisdom, power, understanding, magic, and spirituality. That's gonna be my theme from now on. You're absolutely right. I always had bad luck after my parents made me cut my hair when I was young. Samson and Delilah. Just want to say shout out to all y'all because I don't feel like a weirdo talking about this. Glad to hear from people who understand and know oneself. Respect to all in the chat and you too. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Your hair's locked also, Cosmic Chaos? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't plan on cutting my hair. I'm about to get dreaded. I got twists right now, but based on the growth and connection, I don't plan on getting rid of my hair. As they say, these are antennas. Yes, they are. I don't understand people who lock their hair and then they cut it. I know people who have locked their hair for like 3 years and then they cut it. I'm like, why? What do you do? This is 9 years of growth. It's not going anywhere. 9 years and counting. Yeah, I can't do LSD because it's synthetic. If you want to talk about LSD, I suggest Robert Anton Wilson, Cosmic Trigger. Okay. Him and his teacher, I think they've both been jailed for the stuff that they talk about. But we live in a free society, right? That's why I use the universe, talking to the universe. Indeed, that is true. Smoking too much with no proactive energy will cause one to blank out. I know some OGs who smoke peyote or mescaline. Mescaline is the shit. It really is. Mescaline, like what did he say in the Matrix, the first one? In the very beginning, in the first 5 minutes, when he said, you ever felt when people came to his house and he was like, you ever feel like something? He's like, yeah, man, it's called mescaline. Only way to fly. They put truth in everything. All right, y'all. That's it for me today. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see y'all next time. I will give a review on Alexander because I think that's up. I think I'll get to it this weekend. Caribbean Grimoire, contact me. I'll make sure you get that documentary. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for the interaction. I will see y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend, and arm yourself with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, magic, and spirituality. For I am the one and only, the diabolical Magick LaCroix. As I greet you in peace always, namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you. I'll see y'all next time.